Okay, folks, let me give a quick recap of where we are right now. We've established where we are. We've established where we are going. We've established how we're going to get there with specific goals and priorities, etc. Now it's key to understanding as to how exactly are we doing. So it's great to have all these goals, but if you can't measure them, then they're not going to be successful. So the key is to implementing the AdhereRx dashboard process. And it's all about identifying your very specific KPIs that you need to review, your revenue, your gross profit, your expenses, key ratios, wages to gross profit, etc., to find out whether your trends are going up or down, understanding the number of scripts you're selling, understanding the number of patients that are coming in and out, and whatever other key performance indicators you have. And this is where you get creative, because what's important to one person isn't necessarily important to other people. Depending on the importance of it, I remember there was one customer client we were looking at where the script volume was actually going down, and it made no sense. And so what I found out about that particular pharmacy is they have various locations. They have the bricks and mortar pharmacy, and then they have a lot of care homes. And the reimbursement model for people that come into the pharmacy is different than the care home. And it turned out that within the pharmacy, the scripts were going up, but in the care homes, they were coming down. So basically what it meant was overall, the scripts were coming down, which is a good thing. So dissect the KPIs in an element where it becomes relevant so that you can get the best information, again, so you don't make the wrong decisions. So it becomes about monitoring, and how often do you monitor? Well, it depends on how diligent and thorough you want to be, because I like looking at things daily. I like looking things weekly, and I like looking things monthly. So depending on how often you are looking at it is the time you're going to commit to it. So if you're looking at it daily, I mean, it's not about to be 30 minutes, an hour, 2 hours every day, scrolling through the numbers, each and all of the detail. You want to look at things daily, maybe with your morning coffee, take about 5 minutes, or it's like you're reading the newspaper, and you want to try and find things that kind of jump out at you as saying, A, it's really, really good, or B, no, that just looks really, really bad. And you don't need to solve it right there, but what you're going to end up doing is when you see something really, really bad, you're going to go to whomever the owner is of your information system and say, is it an error with the report? Mm-hmm. Or do we have a fundamental problem that we need to go take action and fix? Get the information, figure it out, but it could help you, could bring a whole snowball to your avalanche to your day coming in, but if it is a problem, you want to get it fixed, you want to get it fixed now. And then, of course, weekly, and you might want to spend 5, 10, 20 minutes on things like synchronizations. If you've put a goal of synchronizations you want to increase, they don't necessarily impact on a day-to-day basis. But on a week, you might want to sit there and say, oh, you know what, we set a goal for 5, 10 this week. Did we get the 5, 10 goal? Yeah. Again, nothing too in-depth, nothing too that's going to really impact or ruin your day because it's taking up so much time. But you do want to make sure that if you can see it just by looking at it, you know there's a problem, and then go adjust accordingly. Where the big review comes is monthly. And you should probably try and get a little more diligent on the monthly review. Put about 30 minutes minimum, maybe to an hour. Make sure you have your trusted advisors available with you, be it your controller, maybe your external account, your front store manager, your dispensary manager, so you can just do a little more thorough review where you can say, again, what is working, what is not working, and what adjustments need to be made so that you are staying on the roadmap of the strategic plan that you've built so that you can get to that destination that you're looking for. And the more you do the review monthly, like on a monthly basis, the better you will be because you can make those adjustments. Keys to success is schedule the review. It's going to be the Thursday, third week after the month, because you got to make sure the bookkeeper gets all the financial information already prepared, closed. And you want to make sure you're monitoring your SMART goals. You want to have a list. You want to sit there and just really just go through it step by step, line by line. How are my wages compared to plan, compared to last year at this time, and where are we on a year-to-date basis? I mean, and just understand the ins and flows of where the money is coming from and where the money is going. It is your pharmacy. It is your business. It's your livelihood. You're doing yourself a disservice if you don't do this monthly review. Again, it's not to sit there and beat anybody up if they make a mistake. It's to sit there and say, are we on track? Are we not on track? What adjustments do we have to make?
Exactly. And the thing is that, and to bring some specifics, someone says, I have to look at this every day. Well, you're not looking at a lot of information every day. For 5 minutes, you're looking at exception reporting out of your POS computer. You're looking at what were the daily sales yesterday? What were the daily script counts? If you're expecting 200 scripts a day and it's 210 or it's 190, you're probably okay. But if you get something that's out of the ordinary, these are the things you want to look at, and these are the types of things you look at on a daily basis. So that's why it's only taking 5 minutes. You're looking for these exceptions. The same with weekly basis. When you get to the end of the month, you're bringing in people from your store. Some of you will have set up bonus plans, maybe to your front store manager, maybe to your dispensary manager in terms of how they're running their aspects of the business. So at the end of every month, you're going to have to develop a report that says, okay, and an evaluation. Here's how you're doing, Mr. Front Store Manager. Mr. Dispensary Manager, here's how you're doing. And without that, how are they going to run their aspect of the business? So you're, again, in control. You've got the information. You're working with your employees. You've got your goals. You've set the goals with the individuals, and now you're working with the individuals to attain those goals. Hey, that's time well spent. And if you don't do it, then the various managers are just going to go back to their old way of doing things, presumably not getting your way of doing things and maximizing profits. So that's really why this is all necessary. When we get past the monthly and we get to the year end, yes, that's a long way down the road, but we've already, on a monthly basis, already ticked that mileage markers. We already know. So when we get to that year end, there are no surprises. You don't get to this, I made what? I thought I did a lot better than that. No, there's no surprises because you already know. You've already done on a monthly basis. And all you're talking about is year end is, okay, we know what happened. What's our plan for next year? That's what your discussions that you're in shouldn't be about the past, brief about the past, but more about how do we make things better for next year. And if our yardstick is 2 years or 3 years or 5 years, and we're looking at the end of the first or second year, are we on the right path? Do we need to take a fork in the road to get where we need to go? And that's what it's all about. Information is power. The way to get more powerful is to get more information. Getting data, just because you print out the POS computers and print out all this and just throwing it in front of you, that's not power. That's just a whole bunch of data. Set yourself up in a dashboard, set the goals, and that'll put you in a great position to maximize your profitability.
No, and just to add, I mean, the whole review process is, again, spend a little time on where you are, but it's also about resetting your goals if you need to, or evaluating the goals that you have. Are they still relevant? A lot can happen. I mean, a lot has changed in the last 12 months where the goal you had pre-COVID, all of a sudden, it's not relevant anymore. And so you've got to take that inventory of your goals and sit there and say, are you on track? What do you need to do? So reset your goals if you need to. It's not designed to be a make-work project. This is a design of just making sure.
Right back to the beginning of our discussion, that circular goals,
it's circular.
Measurement, evaluation, reset the goal, and around we go again. Here we are all talking about how consistent it is. Around and around she goes.
So when we look at what a strategic plan is, it's not just to sit there. It's not a tick mark in the box and say, woohoo, we completed our strategic plan. We can put it away. No, you build your strategic plan, you complete it, then you review it at the end of the month. Is it still relevant? And if you've got to make an adjustment, instantaneously you have a new strategic plan, just like that.
There you go.
And you just do that cycle every month.
And if you start the process now and you spend the time now, when it comes to making the adjustments, it won't take any time at all.
Determine what tasks in the pharmacy you like doing and what tasks in the pharmacy you do not like doing.
And let's hope the ones you don't like doing, you're not doing. Obviously, if you're doing a lot of things that you don't like to do, you're going to have to realign some responsibilities. But we have to start somewhere.